Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you guys are all happy. It's Friday, almost the weekend. By the time you're watching this, it will be the weekend. Get out there, have some time with the family, get outside, have some fun, play. Enjoy this last little bit of warm weather before cooler weather starts settling in for a lot of people. Now it's going to be a while before too cool of weather settles in here, but I know there's people up north, Canada, Europe, different places that it's coming soon, so enjoy it while you can. Anyhow, today I'm going to talk about mixing raw vegan and cooked food and my thoughts on this after the last few months here. So I do videos every day. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button now. Click on the little bell and check send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. Now as I'm talking about this, as I start out, hasn't like I haven't made like some huge drastic change over the last few months, but I've just wanted to kind of share a few thoughts, a few conclusions. It's coming up on it's been about 2.5 months that I've been back in the States since Costa Rica. Yeah, I have eaten cooked food, but it's not like I've made some major shift and like all of a sudden now I'm eating lots of cooked food. Basically it's been a utilitarian thing for me, the cooked food that I've eaten here while I'm in the States. Just to catch you up a little bit, if you haven't watched many of my videos or haven't seen any of the videos where I've talked about the cooked food that I eat, it's not a very big list. I eat kind of the same things when I do revert to cooked food. And normally the cooked food thing is generally something it's just a utilitarian thing. It's just a lot of times it's just simply, I need to get those calories in for the day. It's not so much, it's really not about me sitting around going, okay, I've got to have cooked food. Like the other day, for instance, I would have totally gone the whole day. I wouldn't have eaten any cooked food, but had a little banana mishap. I wasn't paying attention to a certain segment of my bananas, and I had a bunch of bananas go bad on me. So I didn't have I didn't have enough fruit, didn't have enough bananas to give myself the calories that day. And going to the gym, I'm not missing a day. I'm not under eating on a day. So I ended up eating cooked food that day. Now what I eat like about 95% of the time when I'm eating cooked food is sweet potatoes. Sweet potatoes and a green. Most of the time it's sweet potatoes and collard greens. But lately I've been getting this package of stir fry. It's already packaged, just like stir fry vegetables, a big old bag of it. And I've just been steaming the greens and then eating that with my sweet potatoes. Because I don't know, I've just found like with me, like if I eat a salad, like if I just eat the sweet potatoes, just that starch, it tends to pull me down a little bit more. But if I have the greens, it's a whole different world for me. So most of the time when I eat cooked, it is sweet potatoes, collard greens, sometimes other greens. Sometimes if I don't have greens, or if I just don't feel like greens with the sweet potatoes, I'll do something that's a higher water content vegetable like a squash. I'll steam a few squash with that. But all in all, it's not like I've switched back, I'm eating it really a lot or on a regular basis. I would say probably on the average, since I've been back in the States, I've probably had cooked one meal, like 2 meals a week. That's probably been a good average since I've been back. And something I've noticed too, though, is the cooked food does kind of leave me. I go through periods where I enjoy the sweet potatoes and the greens, and then like I think it was earlier this week, that day I was telling you about when I really didn't plan on it, but I had that banana mishap. Just really wasn't feeling it that day. It wasn't like it did something to my body. It wasn't like my energy went down. It wasn't like I felt off. It wasn't like my digestion was bad. It was just kind of like, just kind of left me a little bit flat. Didn't do that much for me. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of like, okay, what's the conclusion? What's the takeaway from this? I guess the conclusion for me is for people that have watched this channel and for people that haven't watched this channel, is I'm just not a fanatic about the fully raw thing, although I do advocate as much raw food as possible, and I'm always, always, always telling you that I feel my absolute best on the fully raw lifestyle. It's just that I'm just not going to get freaked out over little small margins of things. You know, for some people, what I would do, and that is such crazy thinking in my opinion, for some people, the bit of cooked food I've eaten during this time and that I eat guilt-free and that I eat because I've planned it, made a choice, and I have a reason for it, some people would be beating themselves up and they would be thinking that they have failed on this lifestyle because for too many people, the raw vegan thing is just all about the raw part of it. They don't consider their health as much as they consider raw. It's just this all-consuming thought process of raw. You know, I don't know. Like I say, I've been going to the gym. I've been making results going to the gym. And I think the fact that, well, there's a lot of different things going on there. So there's factors involved, I was going to say. But I would say at least a contributing factor to it is that I'm not missing any meals now. You know, when I was in Costa Rica and I was on the mountain, you know, I had to plan out my going to get food every so often. So let's say if a banana mishap had happened while I was on the mountain in Costa Rica, I wouldn't have been able to probably, if I said, oh, I don't have bananas for this smoothie, I wouldn't have been able to hop into the car and go down to the store and get something for the evening, whether it was cooked or getting more fruit. So I would have probably not eaten enough calories that day. And that's why I never could like consistently make any gains in the gym or consistently keep my weight up, because there was always kind of that inconsistency. And, you know, I'm not the most organized person. It wasn't like I was, you know, always made my list and paid attention and had everything I needed. So, yeah, the cooked food, I would say, and people, I think this term has fallen off. It was big a few years ago as a backup plan, and some people hated that word backup plan. But it has been a good fallback for me, just like I say, for practical situations. The takeaway from it is, yeah, I feel better on the raw. The takeaway from it is, yeah, I can make gains in the gym on the raw. I can do everything I need on the raw, but life isn't perfect. And, you know, it's just a very comfortable feeling to have that not to have that fanatical mentality to start getting worried. Oh my God, I don't have I don't have enough ripe bananas today, or ooh, I just don't have this ingredient, or I don't have a salad for tonight. And it just gives a little bit more freedom. It's, you know, not constantly worrying about, you know, about if every bite's going to be raw. Now, having said that, and I'll probably start wrapping this one up, I don't know. It's so strange. This is uncharted territory for me, guys. I've been raw vegan, mostly raw vegan, very high raw vegan, just a little bit over 5 years. June was 5 years. And it's all been in Costa Rica up to this point. So, you know, weather's never been a factor. Now, I am in South Alabama, so it's not like we have the harshest winters out there, but it's chilly weather. And one thing I'm finding, too, it doesn't have to be like a crushing cold winter. Even when it's 40, 45, 50 degrees outside, that does start getting into your head of like, okay, now I want something a little bit warmer. So I haven't spent a lot of time doing this lifestyle in cool climate. So it's going to be interesting. As I'm sitting in the summer still right now, my mentality is, okay, I'm starting to get less interested in the cooked, and I'm trying to pay more attention to keeping things around for making raw dishes. I'm doing the mushrooms more often. I marinated some and had a dish yesterday. I'm going to make Tanny Raw's one of her latest soup recipes tonight. So I am like, now I'm kind of like, you know, I really feel better I do feel a little better with raw. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I think I'm going to back off on the cooked, even, not that I eat it a lot, but even more so. But then, it's going to get cooler. The weather's going to get cooler. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. This is going to be really kind of exciting and interesting, and something new to explore this winter. You know, the weather, you know, I've always heard about people, but it's cold, I want something warm. Will I feel that? Okay, now I really am wrapping up. I am going to try, though, to keep it as raw as possible this winter. And I think even if it gets to a situation where it's like I'm wanting a little bit of cooked just because of the temperature outside, I'm going to stay away. I'm going to, as long as I can get my calories in for the day, I can do that with just the cooked greens. That's something I'm gonna dabble with this winter too. It's just like, making the greens and having some warm greens with my salads, or having some cooked greens, just a cooked collard greens or turnips or whatever, with whatever raw dish I'm having that day. And just kind of like I say, for me, the cooked food's always going to be just like about filling in some gaps. It's not ever going to be a big part of my lifestyle, or I don't think. I shouldn't say it's not going to ever, but I don't know. This has just kind of been a rambling one, but that's just kind of been my thoughts on, mixing raw vegan and cooked food over the last couple of months. It's been clean. I've still been doing mostly low fat. And when I do eat cooked food, and I will finish with that, absolutely will finish with that. I've mentioned before, when I do eat cooked food, I don't eat fat in the meal. That's just my little thing. I don't know if that's a big deal or whatever, but I just figure like, okay, I get my fat on the days when I eat fully raw. On the days that I eat cooked, I don't mix any fat with that. So anyhow, take what you can from this one. Hope you liked it. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Love you guys. Peace.